Hello, everyone. I hope you are finding a small moment of calm today. Take a slow breath and allow your thoughts to slow down for a moment. Have you ever tried to study English but found your mind drifting away after just a few minutes? Like you want to focus but something keeps pulling your attention away? You sit down. You start your lesson. At first, you feel ready. You try to concentrate, but slowly, something changes. Your mind begins to wander. You think about something else. You check your phone, and before you realize it, you are no longer focused. And this can feel frustrating because you want to learn, you want to improve, but your attention does not stay with you. So you may begin to ask yourself something. Why is it so hard to focus? Why can I not stay with my learning? Many learners experience this. They try to study, they try to concentrate, but their mind does not stay still. It moves. It searches for something easier, something more interesting. And this creates a cycle. You try to focus, you lose focus. You try again. You lose it again, and slowly, you feel tired. You feel discouraged. Some people believe the answer is simple. They think they lack discipline. They think they need to try harder. So they push themselves. They force their attention. But this often makes things worse, because focus is not something you can force for a long time. It is something you need to manage. Another important idea is how your brain works. Your brain is designed to save energy. It does not want to stay on difficult tasks for too long. When something feels hard, your brain looks for something easier, something more enjoyable. This is why your attention moves, not because you are lazy, but because your brain is trying to protect your energy. Another key point is mental load. When you study English, your brain is working hard. It is listening. It is understanding. It is trying to connect meaning. And this requires effort. So after some time, your brain becomes tired. And when your brain is tired, focus becomes difficult. Another important idea is distraction. We live in a world full of distractions. Phones, messages, notifications. These things are designed to catch your attention. They are easy. They are quick, and your brain prefers them because they require less effort. This makes focus even more difficult. Another key point is how you start your study. If you begin with something too difficult, your brain feels pressure. And when pressure appears, focus disappears. This is why many learners lose focus quickly. Not because they cannot focus, but because the way they study creates resistance. At this point, you may begin to see something clearly. The problem is not your ability to focus. The problem is the environment and the method. And when you change these, your focus can improve. Because focus is not about willpower. It is about design. It is about creating conditions where your brain can stay engaged. But there is still something important we need to understand. How can we create these conditions? How can we stay focused without feeling tired or stressed? And this is where the story begins to go deeper. From losing focus to building it naturally. Now that we understand why focus is difficult, we can begin to explore how to build focus in a more natural and effective way. The goal is not to force concentration. The goal is to create conditions where focus can stay longer. The first step is to start small. Many learners try to focus for a long time. They sit down and expect to study for 1 hour or more. But this creates pressure. And when pressure appears, focus disappears. So instead of starting long, start short. 5 minutes is enough. Even a few minutes of real focus is powerful. When you begin small, your brain does not resist. And when there is no resistance, focus becomes easier. The second step is to remove distractions. Your environment matters. If your phone is near you, your mind will think about it. If notifications appear, your attention will move. So create a simple space. Put your phone away. Turn off notifications. Make your environment quiet. This helps your brain stay in one place. The third step is to choose the right level. If your material is too difficult, your brain feels stress. If it is too easy, your brain feels bored. Both reduce focus, so choose something in the middle. Something you can follow without too much effort. This balance helps your brain stay engaged. The fourth step is to use clear goals. Do not study without direction. Before you start, decide what you will do. Listen to one audio. Understand one idea. Simple goals create clarity, and clarity supports focus. The fifth step is to use time blocks. Focus is easier in short periods. You can study for a short time, then take a break, then return again. This rhythm helps your brain stay fresh, and fresh attention lasts longer. The sixth step is to accept drifting thoughts. Your mind will wander sometimes. This is natural. Do not fight it. When you notice it, gently return to your task. This simple action builds focus over time. The seventh step is to make learning interesting. If something feels boring, your brain will escape. But if something feels interesting, your brain will stay. So choose content you enjoy. Stories, simple conversations, something that feels meaningful. This makes focus easier. The eighth step is to reduce mental pressure. You do not need to understand everything. You do not need to be perfect. When you remove pressure, your mind becomes lighter, and a lighter mind can focus longer. Another important idea is energy management. Focus depends on energy. If you are tired, your focus will be weak. So choose the right time. Study when your mind feels fresh. This improves your ability to concentrate. Another key point is consistency. Focusing a little every day is more powerful than focusing a lot once, because your brain learns through repetition, and repeated focus builds stronger attention over time. Another important idea is trust. Trust that your focus will improve. It may feel difficult at first, but with practice, it becomes easier. Your brain adapts. It learns how to stay longer. At this point, you may begin to notice something different. You can focus a little longer. You feel less distracted, and learning becomes more stable. But there is still one important part left. How do we make this focus last? How do we turn it into a natural ability? And this is where the story moves forward, from building focus to maintaining it. So now we come to the final part of this story. How can you keep your focus over time without losing it again? Because building focus is one thing. Keeping it is another. Many learners improve for a short time. They feel more focused. They feel more in control. But after some time, they lose it again. So the real question is not, how do I focus? The real question is, how do I keep focusing? The answer is not about strong willpower. It is about creating a system that supports your attention. The first step is to make focus part of your routine. Do not treat it as something special. Treat it as something normal, something you do every day, even for a short time. Because regular focus builds a habit, and habit makes focus easier. The second step is to protect your attention. Your attention is valuable. If you allow too many distractions, you will lose it quickly. So create boundaries. Limit unnecessary interruptions. Give your mind space to stay with one task. This strengthens your ability to focus. The third step is to respect your energy. Focus depends on energy. If your energy is low, your focus will disappear. So listen to your body. If you feel tired, take a break. Rest is not a waste of time. It is part of learning. The fourth step is to return gently. There will be moments when you lose focus. This is normal. Do not feel frustrated. Do not judge yourself. Simply return. Each time you return, you strengthen your focus. The fifth step is to keep your learning simple. If your study method is too complex, your brain becomes overwhelmed. And when it is overwhelmed, focus disappears. So simplify your process. Choose one main activity. Repeat it consistently. This creates stability, and stability supports focus. The sixth step is to enjoy the process. If learning feels like a burden, your mind will resist it. But if it feels interesting, your mind will stay. So find something you enjoy, something that makes you curious. This makes focus natural. The seventh step is to accept imperfection. You do not need perfect focus. You only need to continue. Even if your focus is not strong, it still matters, because small moments of focus build over time. Another important idea is patience. Focus is a skill. It grows slowly, through repetition, through practice. At first, it may feel difficult, but over time, it becomes easier. Another key idea is trust. Trust your process. Trust your brain. It is learning how to focus, even when it feels difficult, even when you lose attention. Something is changing. Your ability is growing. Another important part is balance. Do not push too hard. Do not stop completely. Stay in the middle. A place where effort feels natural. A place where you can continue. This balance helps you maintain focus over time. Over time, something begins to change. You feel more stable. You can stay longer with your task. And learning becomes easier to continue. At this point, focus no longer feels like something you force. It feels natural. It feels part of your learning. And this is the result of everything you have done. Not one strong effort, but many small and consistent steps. So if you remember one thing from this story, remember this. Do not chase perfect focus. Build consistent focus. Return when you lose it, and allow it to grow slowly. Thank you for spending this time with the story. And as always, see you in the next story.